Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Amritpal Singh. Coming up in the next 30 minutes, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates key development projects in Sikkim, says the entire Northeast is emerging as shining chapter in India's progress. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh delivers stern message to Pakistan, says India could have done much more during Operation Sindoor. People of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir are part of our family, he says. India reiterates terror and talks with Pakistan cannot go together, asserts the dialogue can only take place on a bilateral basis. Dialogue's focus will be Pakistan-occupied Kashmir only. US Federal Court blocks Trump's Liberation Day tariffs, rules that President overstepped his authority by imposing across-the-board duties. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the Sikkim at 50 celebrations in Gangtok via video conferencing today and congratulated the people of Sikkim on 50 years of remarkable progress. Prime Minister laid the foundation stone and inaugurated multiple development projects in Sikkim. These include a new 500-bedded district hospital worth over 750 crore rupees in the Namchi district, the passenger ropeway at Sangcholing, Peling in Gyalshing district, and the statue of Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee at the Atal Amrit Udyan at Sangkola in Gangtok district. Highlighting Sikkim's development journey of 50 years, the Prime Minister said that the northeastern state has become a model of progress and has emerged as a symbol of richness of culture and heritage.
सिक्किम सिर्फ हिल स्टेशन नहीं, ग्लोबल टूरिज्म डेस्टिनेशन बने। सिक्किम के सामर्थ्य का कोई मुकाबला ही नहीं है। सिक्किम टूरिज्म का कंप्लीट पैकेज है। यहां प्रकृति भी है, अध्यात्म भी है, यहां झीलें हैं, झरने हैं, पहाड़ है और शांति की छाया में बसे बौद्ध मठ भी है। कंचनजंगा नेशनल पार्क, यूनेस्को वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट, सिक्किम की इस धरोहर पर सिर्फ भारत नहीं, पूरी दुनिया को गर्व है।
And addressing the Sikkimese, the Prime Minister spoke about Operation Sindoor. Hailing the operation, Prime Minister said that India has given a clear message to the whole world that our nation is a strong and fearless nation, which will not tolerate terrorism in any form. He was addressing the gathering in Sikkim, which is celebrating its 50 years of statehood.
आज पूरी दुनिया देख रही है कि भारत पहले से कहीं ज्यादा एकजुट है। हमने एकजुट होकर आतंकियों और उनके सरपरस्तों को साफ संदेश दिया है। उन्होंने हमारे बेटियों के माथे से सिंदूर पहुंचकर उनका जीना हराम कर दिया। हमने आतंकियों को ऑपरेशन सिंदूर से करारा जवाब दिया है।
And Prime Minister Modi also visited the Alipurduar district of West Bengal and laid the foundation stone for the city gas distribution project in Alipurduar and Cooch Behar districts. This project, costing more than 1,010 crore rupees, aims to provide piped natural gas to over 2.5 lakh households and many businesses, along with 19 CNG stations for vehicles. It will provide convenient, reliable, environment-friendly and cost-effective fuel supply and create employment opportunities in the region. Addressing the gathering, Prime Minister Modi said that the city gas project is a revolutionary step in the gas-based economy and has given a boost to this industry.
2014 से पहले देश के 66 जिलों में सिटी गैस की सुविधा थी। आज 550 से ज्यादा जिलों में सिटी गैस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन नेटवर्क पहुंच चुका है। ये नेटवर्क अब हमारे गांवों और छोटे शहरों तक पहुंच रहा है। लाखों घरों को पाइप से गैस मिल रही है।
And Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said that India could have inflicted much more damage while retaliating to Pakistan's terror attacks with Operation Sindoor, but it exercised restraint. Addressing the inaugural plenary of the Confederation of Indian Industry, or the CIA, annual business summit, Defence Minister said that to boost self-reliance, recently the execution model for the AMCA, the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft project, has been approved, which aims to build the 5th generation fighter aircraft in India.
आपको जानकर यह खुशी होगी कि रक्षा क्षेत्र में सेल्फ रिलायंस, आत्मनिर्भरता को बढ़ावा देने के लिए अभी 2 दिन पहले एमका प्रोजेक्ट को, जो 5th जनरेशन फाइटर एयरक्राफ्ट भारत में ही बनाने का प्रोजेक्ट है, उसको आगे बढ़ाने की एग्जीक्यूशन मॉडल को मंजूरी दे दी है। ये एक बहुत ही बोल्ड और बहुत ही डिसाइसिव डिसीजन लिया गया है, जो भारत की डिफेंस कैपेबिलिटीज को मजबूती प्रदान करने के साथ साथ इस देश में एरोस्पेस सेक्टर को एक डेप्थ और एक नई हाइट प्रदान करेगा।
The Defence Minister asserted that India has redesigned and redefined its strategy in response against terrorism. He added that now talks, if and when they take place with Pakistan, will be held on terrorism and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir only.
हमने आतंकवाद के खिलाफ भारत की स्ट्रेटजी और रिस्पांस दोनों को रीडिजाइन और रीडिफाइन किया है। हमने पाकिस्तान के साथ अपने एंगेजमेंट और स्कोप ऑफ डायलॉग को रीकैलिब्रेट किया है। अब जब भी बात होगी, केवल आतंकवाद पर बात होगी, पीओके पर बात होगी और किसी दूसरे मुद्दे पर पाकिस्तान के साथ बात नहीं होगी।
Rajnath Singh reiterated that POK is a part of India and the people who got geographically and politically separated will, sooner or later, voluntarily return to India.
भारत हमेशा ही दिलों को जोड़ने की बात करता है और हमें विश्वास है कि प्रेम, एकता और सत्य के मार्ग पर चलकर वह दिन दूर नहीं जब हमारा ही अंग पीओके स्वयं लौटकर कहेगा, मैं भारत हूं, भारत ही हूं, मैं वापस आऊंगा और वापस आया हूं।
And highlighting the need and importance of self-reliance, Chief of Air Staff Amarpreet Singh said that the current situation globally, it is best to be now ready to be future ready.
Air Force is trying its best to do maximum possible as far as Make in India is concerned, MAKE program, IDEX program, and a number of orders that have been given to the Indian industry. Some of the rules that the government made, I'm not saying that we would have come on this path on our own. There were times when we were always, doubting the Indian industry that it cannot give us the kind of return that we want, it cannot give us the product that we want, and we were looking outward more. But over the last decade plus, I think things have changed quite a bit. A knuckle on our a rap on our knuckles has made us think inward and look inward, and then we realized that yes, there are a lot of opportunities that we have within India, and now also the current situation in the world has made us realize that Atmanirbharta is the only solution. But we have to be now ready to be future ready.
And addressing the summit, the Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral Dinesh Tripathi, elaborated on India's evolving maritime strategy driven by Prime Minister Modi's vision.
India was, India is, and India will always be a maritime nation. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, had made a clarion call of Sagar in 2015, security and growth for all in the region. And building on this legacy over the last 10 years, the vision has been rightly elevated to Mahasagar, or mutual and holistic advancement of security and growth across regions.
And speaking at the CI's Business Summit, Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said that today India's manufacturing sector has increased multifold in just 10 years.
जो इंडस्ट्री प्रैक्टिकली नेग्लिजिबल थी 10 साल पहले इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, दैट इज नाउ रफली 13 लाख करोड़ के आसपास की इंडस्ट्री है, जहां एक्सपोर्ट्स, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स का एक्सपोर्ट्स या मोबाइल फ़ोन का एक्सपोर्ट्स के बारे में नोबडी यूज्ड टू थिंक, वहाँ पे रफली करीब करीब 5 से 5.5 लाख करोड़ का एक्सपोर्ट्स है. टेलीकॉम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हैज़ ग्रोन मल्टीफोल्ड, 70-80,000 करोड़ रुपीस का टेलीकॉम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है. डिफेंस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में डिफेंस का इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स हैज़ ग्रोन मल्टीफोल्ड, मेडिकल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स हैज़ ग्रोन मल्टीफोल्ड. इन सब का जब भी आप इंडस्ट्री के लोगों से बात करते हैं, जनरल सेंस इज दैट जो 30 साल में नहीं हुआ वो 10 साल में हुआ.
India has made it clear that any engagement with Pakistan has to be bilateral. Spokesperson of the Ministry of External Affairs stated that talks and terror cannot go together, and any bilateral talks with Pakistan will focus on Pakistan vacating the Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, which they illegally occupy. He added that the Indus Waters Treaty will remain in abeyance till Pakistan continues to support cross-border terrorism.
Any India-Pakistan engagement has to be bilateral. At the same time, we are clear that talks and terror don't go together. On terrorism itself, we are open to discussing the handing over to Pakistan, to India, of noted terrorists whose list was given to Pakistan some years ago. I would like to underline that any bilateral discussion on Jammu and Kashmir will only be on the vacation of illegally occupied Indian territory by Pakistan, and on the Indus Water Treaty, it will remain in abeyance until Pakistan credibly and irrevocably abjures its support for cross-border terrorism.
And the Foreign Office's spokesperson informed that 3 Indians are missing in Iran, and India is in touch with the Iranian authorities for their safety and security and for their safe return home.
On the question of missing Indians in Iran, you would have seen a statement made by our embassy as well in Iran. The 3 Indian nationals who had landed there some time back, they are missing, and we are in touch with the Iranian authorities. We are for locating them, for their safety and security, and for their eventual return home. We are in daily touch with the authorities there. We are receiving good cooperation from the Iranian side, and we are also in touch with the families. Obviously, family members in such situations, they have their own anxiety, etc. So we are extending all possible help. Hopefully, we'll be able to do our best in this situation.
Taking India's message on zero tolerance for terrorism, Indian multi-party parliamentary delegations are engaged in high-level discussions during their ongoing visits abroad. The all-party parliamentary delegation, led by Member of Parliament Sanjay Kumar Jha, met with the leaders of the National Mandate Party of Indonesia and shared views on India's stance on zero tolerance for terrorism. Earlier, they interacted with the resident ambassadors of friendly countries in Indonesia and shared their insights on India's calibrated and strong response through Operation Sindoor. And the all-party delegation led by Member of Parliament Bejent J. Panda engaged with members of the Saudi civil society during their stop in Riyadh. As India and Saudi Arabia continue to strengthen their strategic partnership, security cooperation and counter-terrorism efforts remain the key priorities. The delegation visited the Naif Arab University for Security Sciences, where they held substantive discussions with the university's president. The dialogue highlighted India's steadfast zero tolerance policy towards cross-border terrorism and explored collaborative opportunities in the fields of security, education and research. And the all-party delegation of parliamentarians and policy experts led by BJP MP Ravi Shankar Prasad has departed from Rome for Denmark after concluding the substantive program. The delegation conveyed unequivocally India's firm stance and national resolve about zero tolerance for terror, including those who aid and abet terrorists. Pursuing India's renewed commitment to counter-terrorism and regional stability, another all-party delegation led by Member of Parliament Shrikant Shinde is visiting Sierra Leone. The delegation met with Sierra Leone's Deputy Defence Minister, Colonel Muana Brima Musakoe, and briefed him about India's strategic restraints in its counter-terrorism operations and reaffirmed the country's zero tolerance for terrorism. And still to come up on this edition of DD India Live, Kremlin says Ukraine has yet to answer Russian proposal for holding June 2nd talks. Elon Musk calls it quits, announces he's leaving his role in the US government after disagreement with President Trump over the spending bill.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Amritpal Singh. Kremlin on Thursday said that it was still waiting for a response from Ukraine on Russia's proposal to hold the next round of peace talks. Earlier on Wednesday, Russia proposed a new round of direct negotiations with Ukraine in Istanbul on the 2nd of June to achieve a sustainable peace settlement. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said that so far Moscow has not received a reply from Kyiv. He added that the main thing now is to continue this process of direct Russian-Ukrainian talks.
You know that we have proposed to meet again in Istanbul on Monday, June 2nd, for the second round of direct Russian-Ukrainian talks. There is no answer from Kiev yet. As far as I know, Russia has proposed to meet in Istanbul on Monday and start discussing these drafts of memoranda on peace accord. Therefore, it is not constructive to demand anything immediately or slowly. Here you have to either confirm your readiness to continue negotiations or do the opposite.
US President Donald Trump has voiced reluctance to introduce new sanctions on Russia amid the Ukraine conflict, stating that he was concerned that they might hinder efforts to secure a ceasefire. While speaking to reporters in the Oval Office during Junin Piro's swearing-in ceremony, Trump expressed deep disappointment over recent events in Ukraine, saying he was very disappointed about the deaths that occurred during what he described as ongoing negotiations, referring to the recent Russian strikes.
At this point, we're working on President Putin and we'll see where we are. I think we're doing fine, but we'll see. I don't like what's happening. That's one thing I'll say. I don't like when I see rockets being shot into cities. That's no good. We're not going to allow it.
And a major blow to President Trump's trade agenda, a federal court has blocked most of his sweeping import tariffs, ruling they exceeded presidential authority. The decision halts one of the boldest moves in Trump's America First trade war and could have broad implications for his executive power. Take a look at this report.
In a ruling that shook Washington and global markets, a three-judge panel on the Court of International Trade blocked most of the import tariffs imposed by Donald Trump during his time in office. The judges said the president overstepped his legal bounds, using emergency powers meant for national security threats to launch a sweeping global trade offensive. The court found that the 1977 International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or the IEEPA, does not give the president unlimited authority to impose tariffs, especially on nearly every country in the world. The White House called the decision an affront by unelected judges and insisted the administration would continue to fight what it calls a crisis in trade. The ruling also quashes duties that Trump imposed on Canada, Mexico, and China separately using emergency powers. Analysts warn the legal uncertainty could further rattle financial markets already on edge. Trump defended his tariff threats by saying it's called negotiations and went on to claim that the US has been very nice to China.
You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100 and then down to another number, and I gave the European Union a 50% tax tariff, and they called up and they said, please, let's meet right now. Please, let's meet right now. And I said, okay, I'll give you till July 9. I actually asked them, I said, what's the date? Because they weren't willing to meet. And after I did what I did, they said, we'll meet anytime you want. And we have an end date of July 9th. You call that chickening out? 6 months ago, this country was stone cold dead. We had a dead country. We had a country people didn't think it was going to survive, and you ask a nasty question like that. It's called negotiation. You said a number.
The Trump administration has already filed an appeal, but for now, most of the tariffs are on hold. That appeal could take months to resolve, and its outcome may shape the balance of power between the Congress and the White House for years to come. Wall Street shares briefly bounced on Tuesday after Trump delayed the levies over the long holiday weekend, although markets were down again Wednesday. Bureau Report, DD India.
The romance is over. Billionaire Elon Musk announced that his term as the chief of the Department of Government Efficiency has come to an end. He thanked the US president for what he called an opportunity to reduce wasteful spending. Musk concluded his tenure as a special government employee tasked with leading a high-profile push to streamline federal bureaucracy. Musk's departure follows closely on the heels of his public criticism of Trump's signature legislative proposal, a sweeping tax and immigration bill the president has dubbed his Big Beautiful Bill. Musk's 130-day mandate as a special government employee in the Trump administration was set to expire around May 30th. The administration has said that Dodd's efforts to restructure and shrink the federal government will continue. Continuing his week-long trip to Southeast Asia, French President Emmanuel Macron arrived at the Yogyakarta in Indonesia on Thursday. French President awarded his Indonesian counterpart Prabowo Subianto with France's highest honor. Both leaders were at the military academy in Magelang in central Java. The French leader also had a chance to meet and chat with the military cadets who were learning French language in a classroom. On Wednesday, France and Indonesia had signed a preliminary defense pact that could lead to new orders of the French military equipment, including Rafale fighter jets and Scorpion submarines. Let's now take a look at other stories making news around the world. Flashes of lightning lit up skies over Oklahoma in Wednesday night as powerful thunderstorms swept across parts of the state. The National Weather Service issued severe thunderstorm warnings for several areas, including southeastern Ellis County, northeastern Roger Mills County, and northwestern Custer County, and the southern Dewey County. In Romania, severe flooding is putting one of Europe's largest salt reserves at serious risk. The Prade salt mine, a major tourist attraction drawing over 500,000 visitors each year, has been forced to shut down as rising waters threaten to engulf its spectacular underground galleries. And in Canada, the province of Manitoba has declared a state of emergency as wildfires continue to rage across central and western parts of the country. On Wednesday, authorities urged thousands to evacuate from northern and eastern regions, including the city of Flin Flon, where some 17,000 people were told to move quickly. That's it in this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. The app is available both on Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR codes you see on your screen to download. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Amritpal Singh from my entire team here in Delhi. Thank you for watching DD India Live.